y'all out there. I know you like that ARTV, so just go ahead and hit that like button right there because we're watching ARTV right now.
Artie's stream is right in front of you. No, what are they? It's like, what would you do if Artie TV was right in front of you? What would you do if Artie TV was right in front of you? A child was starving, and you put on Artello Live. Well, that one's going on.
The funny Ted impression.
A funny Ted impression. Hey guys, what the fuck's going on? Watch Artie TV now! Yeah, bitch! Hey, that's Ted. That's awful. That's awful.
I figured the Artie viewers probably know who Ted is.
Hey guys, Twitch TV Tedverse here. Watch Artie live or I will. Ooh, I'll kiss you on the lips. Angrily. After not brushing my teeth. I'm Twitch TV Tedverse. I don't brush. Don't use that one. Don't even be mad at me. He would call me out on Twitter and say, Artie TV Live? More like, Artie TV Live. Do that. That's a good one. I'm gonna eat this apple pie now. Too late. Called out already.
Alright. Let's get straight into the news. I don't even know where that's from. I probably don't like it. Oh, hi everyone. It's your guy. It's that boy. Oh shit, what up? Oh fuck. I mean, I guess I don't have to have online connectivity. This is the good thing about playing single player games is I could just let my uncle play his fucking Skyrim. Oh, look at how fucking weird my head is. Oh, crikey. Oh. We're watching Rio Bravo tonight. Oh, I've already announced it, so, if you tune in at any point in the next 4 or 5 hours after this has started broadcasting, there's a good chance it's still going on. Oh. It's a John Wayne movie, which will probably displease the Americans, but I don't even know much about John Wayne. I just know he's a big Western movie star, and it's like, oh wow. He was in like every movie or something about cowboys. That don't mean nothing to me. Ah, let us play the video game. Hello, my name is Iceblade. I do not enjoy the presence of pure-blooded Israelites. That's definitely something he would say. Oh yeah, I forgot how loud he... Okay, something must be done. Something must be done. Dishonored. Logo. Skip. Thank you. For skipping the logos, you have to enter that into the launch options. Com show loading screen. How to disable Dishonored movies, a hint, if they are too noisy for you. Uh-huh. Movie locations, Steam apps. It's common, Dishonored game, movies. Right? The logo arcane. Oh, it's being used in Dishonored EXE. Close that shit. It's no longer being used. Logo Bethesda. That's not being used either. Unreal Engine 3 logo. Not being used. ZeniMax legal. Not used. There we go. Now let's see if that works. It's going like, no. Oh, scale film. Hi. Hey, it skipped all of them. Okay, I was just about to say, where is my sound, sir? God, I love the didgeridoo. It's such a fantastic fucking instrument. I hate how this has, a star. I really do. Why did they need to put an asterisk on it? Let's load up. There we go. I oversee Campbell. Again, we're going to be reading books. We're going to be listening to conversations. We're going to be annoying as possible. I oversee Campbell. I oversee Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret family's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer. This cup is getting closer. Steal Campbell's journal and eliminate him. An ally to the Loyalist, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. And also, Jeff Conroy? Is this name? Let's check, right? Alright, eliminate High Overseer Campbell. Locate Emily. Take the blackmail journal from High Overseer Campbell. Spare Captain Kerner. Kerner. I don't know how to say that name. Ensure Kerner survives his visit to the office of the High Overseer. We have 2 runes. We need the 3 runes. We've already talked to pretty much everyone. So we can just go.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's go, Sammy boy. Oh, it's the first time we put on the mask.
be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. The City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. Don't know which is worse. You just take your pick.
Alright.
If you decide to go up Clavering, don't let the guards spot you. Watch out for the Bottle Street thugs if you take to the alleys. Mean bastards. I'll be here when you come back. Good luck, Corvo.
And that's it. The Amaranth. Didn't know you were a fan of her. That was a little joke. A little jokey joke.
It's nearly midnight. But easy, damn it. Keep them in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is. Good. Keep them coming.
What do we have? Arthur's note. Dearest Gwen, the city is going to burn. I've sold everything, so there's nothing for me here now except you. I'll wait for you where Clavering Boulevard crumbles into the river we used to meet. We'll take the money I've made and bribe our way onto a passing whale ship. I won't leave without you. And if you won't come, I'd rather be Ratford. Love, Arthur.
Hey! What is it?
I think that last one was moving.
What?
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Well, he ain't moving no more.
Oh.
One, two, three, heave!
They probably won't find you here. Will you be scared of me?
One, two, three, heave!
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
This whole place has gone to the hounds.
Okay, what do we have?
Attention, Dunwall citizens. This is a
We have
special
over
announcement
there.
from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking.
Keep them coming.
It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest and potentially beyond. In addition, in this continuing crisis, the overseers of the army of the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce order whenever and wherever necessary. We owe our
Whenever
thanks
and
to
wherever.
High Overseer Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
Play your way. Pathways. You can get past this wall of light in a number of ways. Disabling by removing the whale oil tank, climb up one of the crates to the right and use the roof. Find another path by following the streets to the right. Possess a rat and use the small tunnel to the left.
No crying about that dice game. You always
Oh, there's a bone charm there. There's 116 meters in. I'm interested.
Let me out. I'm fine. That's not what it was. It was just a cold.
Are you sure? Because you know we have to check you over. And there's an inspection fee.
To the void with Bottle Street and to the void with you. Let me out.
Oh, you don't want to talk to us like that.
Fact is, Bottle Street is here to take its cut. So reach into your pockets and let's get this done.
Timeless children.
And the inspection fee. We can't help it. Just the way we do things on Bottle Street.
Anyone there? Hey! Let me out! I owe you, brother. I won't ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that. You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Thank you.
What the?
Might want to put him in, you know, away from the rats. What is that? Nothing by the looks of it. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once. The bone charm section of the journal. What is this one? Swift shadow. You move forward slightly faster while in stealth mode. Fantastic. Geological Survey West Pandesian Basin. Okay. Bone charms. Excerpt from a book on sailing traditions in Scrimshaw. Bone charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from father to son. Old man Salt to Greenhorn, still getting his sea legs beneath him. In the old times, men cut into the tusks of ice seals. Oh, ice seals, like the animal. And into the arm-along fangs of bears that roamed the isles of north of Tivia. Once the whale trade began, the practitioners went to engraving the bones of those great beasts, rendering charms that sing into the night and grant some small boon to a man's vigor or defense against pregnancy. A lot of dead people, huh? Good to know. Did I kill him? No, he's unconscious. He's just very slightly bleeding.
Want to look at some of the things I found? Good prices, I swear.
I do. I'm interested. Blueprint. Lens magnification. A diagram for increased stability in a multi-lens array. PR can use this upgrade to magnify lens in your mask. Okay. So we need 400 gold minimum.
Looking for something special?
Collect blueprints to unlock new upgrades and equipment in Pierre's workshop at the Handspit pub. Now we need 200 more. Can't carry more of that ammo type. 100-ish. That's close though. Alright, what was it here? Gaffer's Tale, we've read that. Excerpt from a set of cautionary tales for children. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was a brawler, his mates called Smiley. His mates called Smiley. He ran around up and down town, pulling off every kind of crimey. Or Smiley, crimey. That's Riley, and then town doesn't rhyme. On Bottle Street he hung with the boys, throwing bricks and bottles and other toys. They'd start a fight, then ride and hide, breaking, laughing far and wide. Smiley liked to eat and drink all day, and smash and bash the night away. Drunk and all alone, he drifted off asleepin', sitting on the bridge along John Clavering? Sleeping Clavering. Don't know how you'd make that rhyme. When he woke, something strange he found, stranger than a singing wolfhound. He became a blue-jawed hackfish, most slimy, and only remembered his name was Smiley. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was never seen again for all of timey, but he swam around up and down, drinking from the river, crying, "Why me?" Aww. That's something in it. But this journal. 8th entry. This is the 4th day of the month of rain. Maurice is sick, and so are the children. I've avoided it thus far, which is good fortune, since it has fallen onto me to care for them. 9th entry. The city watch comes and goes, knocking on doors and asking for signs of plague. Even our neighbors cannot be trusted. Earlier, it was difficult to keep the children quiet. Now they sleep most of the time. The flies have set in. I try to keep them away, but I can barely get close. They sting so, most of the time. Morris can't answer me when I try to talk to him across the room. Morris is gone. I don't know what to do. For now, my hope is reserved for the children. Leaving the flat for a while, near dawn, found some plague bags from the guard booth when no one was around. It took a while, but I got Morris into one of those bags. At least his face is covered. Young Robert has passed. The star of my sky is gone. Page missing. 12th. Elise stopped breathing in the middle of the night. She was such a headstrong girl. Can hardly believe she was overcome. She was always near as I cut up hagfish or vegetables, arguing with me about everything. It's the 4th day of the month of wind. It has settled in that they are lost to me, all of them. I cannot bring myself to call the dead counter. 19th day. I have the fever now. No guards come near anymore. Oh no. She is a died. Think over there. Rewire tool. Disable security devices or make them work in your favor by using Rewire tool on the circuitry panel for the security device you want to hack. This consumes the Rewire tool. Rewires walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers. Oh, and watchtowers will harm your enemies instead of you. Or rewiring alarms will be fully disabled. How much money do I have? 300, okay.
Come on up. The more people die, the cheaper it gets.
Oh, is that so? There we go. Gotten that. I consider those to be meaningful upgrades. Wait a sec. Okay. This is the same room, right? Oh, could have gone through. Come on. Alright, that's the distillery.
I think the little birdies are sad today.
Lookout's orders. Plant your ass on the roof and watch the streets. See who comes to the Alma house. See if that old lady knows anything. She's blind, but maybe she's heard something.
Yes, I would.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The following businesses have been closed and impounded by the state due to contamination. Barrow's Barbershop and Surgery, the Duke and Dancer Ale House, Merritt's Printing Firm, Pennyworth's Tack and Saddle Emporium, and the Smoke Street Dice Hall.
What are those? Alright. Nothing up there.
I told you the knives go on the left. They've always gone on the left. You never listen.
Let's talk to her. Look at this.
I think the little birdies are sad today. Dear? Is that you, my dear husband? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? The dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here. Oh, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either. Granny Rags, let us in. Ah, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them. But what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you? I told you the knives go on the left.
Give me that.
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family, but an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
On the left. You never listen.
Just a little bit of a thing here. Alright. Upgrade Blink, 3 wounds, thank you. Next thing I'm thinking about is Dark Vision or Agility. 1 point in Agility is enough.
The doom of Panacea has come to the city. The river rushed in when the barrier broke. The whole district went dark. I will be glad to rest. Long ago, Granny Rags danced at court. Men begged
Oh
to
no,
marry
that's
her.
not a nice
In her
thing.
mind's
Just
eye,
garbage.
she is
Garbage.
fancy trimmed in
All of
velvet.
it.
fresh and young, on her way to an evening of romance. Careful.
I think the little
She
birdies are
treads with
sad today.
purpose, and is not as frail as she seems. The children sometimes circle Granny Rags, following
I
along
told you the
taunting.
knives go on the left.
She has given herself fully
on the
to
left.
the
You
outsider.
never listen.
Fully.
Long ago, Granny Rags danced at court. Men begged to marry her.
Oh no,
And in her
that's
mind's
not a
eye,
nice
she is
thing.
fancy trimmed in
Garbage,
velvet,
garbage, garbage, garbage.
fresh and young, on her way to an evening
Let us in,
of
Granny.
romance.
I'll deal with it.
We're here to take your money, Granny. We're wasting our time.
If I was a birdie, I'd want to do that. Yes, I would, indeed.
She's been digging for 80 years. Must have found something. Hear that, Granny? Whatever you got, Slackjaw gets a cut. Nothing personal. Just Bottle Street rules. Open the damn door! Are you asleep? Get up.
Okay, sure.
Pass me by. All the others down with the sickness.
Can I put him in here?
Yes, I would, indeed. Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you.
For me?
I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs. On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come.
Did I take the tranquil dots? I did.
I told you the knives.
Look at how it hangs precariously.
Have a listen. I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these Bottle Street children. Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that Slackjaw is the worst lot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still? That'd teach him. See to it, dear. I'll find you another present just like the first. Galvani lives on Clavering Boulevard, or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
And I think that causes you to have high chaos. If you do that for her. I genuinely don't remember. I already took this guy. Right? Yep.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
Mm-hmm. They see me here. Apparently not.
Half the block dead from the plague.
Better them than us. At least some of them had money.
One, two, three, heave!
He noticed me but didn't do anything. Bone charm. What do we have? Very rarely, a potion gives you 4 mana. No point in not equipping it right now. Death in the Month of Songs. Excerpt from a larger work translated from Old Sir Conan by Anissa Matteo of Serconus. She was shy in the month of Hearth, hiding from the scented letters, a sun-dappled cure for my loneliness. She was smiling in the month of rain, eating figs straight from the tree, a dream of sailing around the isles. She was wed in the month of clans to a sailor cousin from Calero, a shrill bird trilling at my chest. She was dying in the month of songs, struck by disease from the east, a terrible kiss on her distant lips. Darren Gwyn. Is this Darren? Oh. I was waiting for her in the usual spot, and he never made it. There's that chain over there. Anything cute? Alright. And now there's just that rune over there.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Report all deceased family members to the local dead counter. Unreported deaths are a punishable offense.
Can I point it at him?
The pain in his head drives him to do unspeakable things. Filthy, cowardly. You smell the lower god before you see them. He once killed a man just for a change of boots. They sometimes work for coin, but are often paid by the bottle.
Good. Keep them coming.
Half the city's dead. Won't make it 3 more months.
Alright. Okay. We've been here before. For the most part, that is. Very rarely. Oh, look at that hiss that's given off. Interrogation of Black Sally. Exit from a popular story of crime and daring by Jules Robin. Roban, something like that. And the City Watch. Before Slackjaw ran the streets in the distillery district, there was no boss more ruthless, violent, or dedicated to squeezing the average citizens for coin than Black Sally. Like so many of Morley, she was pale-skinned and green-eyed, with hair as black as the void. They say that she started young, and as a girl she'd stun a man with her looks, coming upon him in an alley, then smile a one-sided smile and suddenly run him through with a knife. She'd have his money and be on her way before he breathed his final breath. As boss, she was worth ruling over the meanest streets gang Dunwall had ever seen up until that time. Her operation touched everything from shipping to prostitution. She even had a racket going with Baker's Guild, a finger in every pie indeed. One man, Watch Captain Jules Robin, made it his mission to stop her, and kept the chase going for half a decade. Black Sally met her end when Robin had his men light smoke fires in barrels near the warehouse where she hid out during the day. As she and her gang rushed into the street terrified, the building was burning. Captain Robin and his top officers threw nets over them and ran them all through with blade and pistol shot. I know you're not supposed to do this, but like, it was a bad decision to begin with. Like, they just should have made it cost your entire bar.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander's Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Okay. This is already getting a bit nuts. Exit from a report on the treaties banned by the Bradshaw Trade Council. Little was known of Pecody, credited with a series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade, where he has gifted his views on nonsense and threatened the economic underpinnings of the empire. 1. Enslavement. On the breeding and husbanding of whales. This is hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle. Cody offers no solutions for where these massive, malevolent creatures might be pastured. This illusion. laments on the destruction of social bonds between herd members. Cody actually uses the term families. Harmony. Drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is, in reality, the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us. Includes arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore wide-eyed with tales of the whale's savagery. Disruption. Here Cody is on his weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transference of natural beasts from their native environments. I read this all in his toilet. Lab key, interesting. Red behavior and extermination. Except from a series of interviews with street workers by rent catcher Lena. Used to be you'd go out with a bag, stick with a nail on the end, and catch as many rats as you could at night. City Watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I mostly worked alone, and we got by. If we found a place where the rats were real bad, sometimes we'd hire a crew of street brats to work with us, the younger ones who didn't make trouble. We'd pay them with bread and apple cider. Once the plague came, the rats were different, meaner, bigger, and a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'd turn, and the swarm would come back at you. Barely got away with my skin a few times down in the sewer. The bites hurt afterward, but it was the sounds they made that stayed in your dreams at night. It got more dangerous, and the City Watch started paying better. That didn't last long, because after a while too many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill up a bag. One slip and they'd be all over you, gnawing, trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my poor Benji. Cavani Academy notice. Cavani, the latest case should arrive within a week, containing all the components you need. Be careful with the white phosphorus. Okay. Can have you getting phossy jaw like the tanners at the edge of the city. Poor bastards. Sorry you have to practice in secret. The sectionist should be celebrated, revered even. Cutting up rats should be done in the town square with a crowd of eager students taking notes. Not in some dirty little secret room behind a wall of books. Anyway, lucky for you to have an old friend who never left the academy. Let me know what else you need, but remember, it might be a month before I can put together another shipment. Yours in knowledge, Artemis Moore, procurement clerk and provisioner, Academy of Natural Philosophy, Southwing. Next time you're nearby, come in for an afternoon. You've stayed fairly insulated from the plague since so few come and go here, and we've got quite the stock of Tivian brandy. Rat viscera. 'Tis mine. Okay. Sewer capacity in the month of nets. Exited interview attached to a formal report by CityWorks Crew 17A. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like men gone mad during the month of nets. I hardly see my family. Don't hardly is a double negative in English, doesn't do that. It's bad enough that the works are clogged with trash from the catch, pieces of crates and nets, but the water smells of hagfish guts too. We go to get it done before the month of rain. Well, you know what? It ain't like we get help from those pricks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years, and I never seen one of them come below, except to measure with it hold, or will it hold when they go putting up one of their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years been the worst, and here's why. It's the river's crust moved into the works. Hear a man ahead yell and scream, like he's burning up. We'll climb up full fast. No other choice. There's goons in the sewers. Anything else of particular interest? Bull rat fetus. Couldn't seem to drink. He has a bust of the spy master.
At the Academy, they cut the flesh of the dead and trap the lightning from the sky. Why am I so cold? The great ships have stopped bringing their hulls. What have they done to me? My father had golden hair, my mother hair like ash. This city is built on the bones of the great ones. When the last Leviathan is gone, darkness will fall. The Abbey is dark, its doors are locked, and no more the great sermons. The overseers have taken to the streets. Can you hear them too? Crying out in the dark. The thinkers of the city. They devise new ways to tame the elements.
Wait, did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah.
Then you have to scrub. The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No, I told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right. What is he doing there all day? Ambrose says he breeds rats that carry the plague.
Your friends are ignorant. The doctor is a brilliant man. If anyone can save this city, it's him.
The royal physician is going to save us. I hear his new elixir is twice as good against the plague.
I don't understand how Galvani can admire Sokolov. Royal physician or not, I hear tell he's a beast. A superstitious philanderer who spends more time with prostitutes than he does in the laboratory.
Is this what it's going to be like when we're... What the void...
I was promised something fundamentally fucking different.
Wait, did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have to scrub. The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
What was that?
What did you see?
Someone
No.
help me out!
Please
He
help
just
me.
disappeared. Witch work. Gotta be here somewhere. See someone help me out! Sorcery. Got you now. Take it. Die. Watch it. Dump you.
I'll flush you out.
Can't believe we lost it. Impossible. Oh, I'll find you. Help me look for him. Think you're here? You are. Possess it. Got you now. For the watch. Fall down already. Can't stay hidden forever. Watch it. You won't stay hidden for long. Where'd he go? We know you're here, and we'll find you. Eyes sharp. Call out to each other if you spot him. Here you are. Get it! Damn you! Aha! Rush it! All mouth, no trousers.
The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
What the void?
What?
Someone help me out!
Please!
Okay, so that is definitely not a place where I can go. So this is like the one thing about
The
this
rats
game.
get their vital essences everywhere,
Like,
the doctor said.
sometimes there's...
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No, I told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right.
The third stricture. Except from a work detailing one of the 7 strictures. Stick the restless hands, which quickly becomes the workmates of the outsider. Unfettered by honest labor, they rush to sordid gain, vain pursuits and deeds of violence. Of what value are the hands that steal and kill and destroy? Instead, put your hands to the plow, the fork, and the spade. For even the lowliest labor that is rigorous squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. Avoiding the rat plague, mixed from a government protocol on disease practices. Much of the public still harbors false beliefs related to the plague. It is not true that the bile from river crusts will protect against contraction of the disease, nor is it true that crushed moly orchids act as a remedy, though it is speculated that both of these ingredients are used in both Sokolov's elixir and Pierrot's remedy. Consumption of these products before exposure to the plague constitutes the only known means of resisting the disease. Further, the Abbey of Every Man warns against superstitious practices. Not only is it ineffective to burn 2 hagfish and a cat together, inhaling the vapors while chanting the names of the plague dead, but it is also considered heresy by the overseers, and will be met with the full measure of the Abbey's laws. Tell your neighbors, and practice these things yourself. Avoid contact with the infected. Consume your ration of elixir daily, preferably in the morning, and report anyone suspected of carrying the plague. Everyone must work together to stop the spread of the dreaded contagion. Oddly topical. It's like I wanted.
Something. Hey, what was it?
The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so.
Someone there? Outsider's eyes, I'm getting spooked.
What will I do now?
Okay, this is a little bit different, but...
The thinkers of the city. They devise new ways to tame the elements.
I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
It's not
This whole
a...
place has gone to the hounds. What?
Like, they can spy you, but it's important to be ghostly.
To keep the children inside. I told her.
Keep it ghost-like, keep it healthy. Alright, so I might need to dispense with this somehow.
Huh? Oh no! Can't some...
I noticed way too late.
The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing.
Safe combination, huh?
How Galvani can admire Sokolov.
Nice. There's a fucking buzz now. Yeah, you can hear that. There we go. For some reason that preamp starts to buzz every once in a while. I'm missing the most handsome person. Is that supposed to be a backseat gaming? Or a drive-by statement? Which punishment do you prefer? I can't believe you interrupted this for that.
I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
No. I'm pretty sure I found no codes whatsoever. Not noticeable ones, at least. Ooh, there's guards now. Come on, jump over. Joe de Pandesia. Oh, by Anton Sokolov. The men I set out with are good sailors. No doubt half of them have cut their teeth on the rascally pirate ships spawned in the Sarconian archipelago. Oh, they were, I should say. What? Fuck it. Half of them died before we sighted the broken red cliffs welcoming those who would visit the far continents, as it is called. Sickness, infighting, poisoned by a school, or would one say a flock of small fish that fly over the waves like birds, landing in the hundreds across the deck, pricking any they touched with toxic quills, two thrown overboard by gusted demon winds. The quiet Tivian navigator simply died in his bunk, wrapped in white furs, eyed wide with terror. Few have crossed the ocean, and the distance to Pandesia is greater than most would imagine. More died climbing the cliffs, and now with but a handful I stand looking across the greatest expanse of land that exists. My allies are frightened, but this is beyond them. And their captain is dead now, stung by something that resembled a prairie mole, but reacted with great epileptic outrage when handled, so it falls on me to lead them. I didn't do any of what I needed. Maybe here, though. I'm invited to a soiree on the Boyle estate. Of course, I won't attend the 28th day of the 7th month. Month of Cold is the day I met Anton Sokolov of the Academy. Why would I tarnish the anniversary of the most important day of my life by licking aristocratic boots? No time for fools, I will be solving the riddle of this plague. Perhaps I'll raise a cup of Toon Red. 287? Seven. No.
What?
Seen anybody with signs of the sickness? Blow off.
Toilet. I already read these last time I was here. More of that.
This whole place has gone to the hounds. What will I do now?
Okay. Good enough for me. Customs and food of Morley. Fuck. Okay, I guess I'm reading that. Excerpt from a traveler's journal. Born and raised in Bristol, spent my formative years in our smaller cities before settling in magnificent Dunwall. There, in the capital city, I learned to appreciate the finer things. When the opportunity arose to document my travels to Secournos, Tivia, and finally Morley, I left my position as clerk for the late Lord Estermont. Perhaps, like so many in Dunwall, I suffer from being excessively cultured, but I found Morley disappointing. Over the course of this journal, I will explain why I found the Festival of Churners to be tiresome, despite the high banners, bare feet, and red robes, and why the renowned jellied ox tongue is something I will be struggling to forget for many years to come. You know why you don't remember? Because you don't do it. And I say that in the most general sense. Feeding logs, wooded human remains, one bag Tivian pills, bruised, rotted. Rats uninterested. One tin potted whale meat, eaten. Human torso, no trouble finding corpse parts. No feeding, aggression increased. Incident of cannibalism. Incident with previous maidservant will withhold feeding until first day month of darkness. It is. Not immediately. Cavani pantry key. Like these ones? Was not worth it. And, yeah, they're already eating him. Yeah. Well, that man is dead. Incident.
No, stupid goddamn Dublin son of
Huh?
It's kind of a yikes situation that I created, but you know, we live with the consequences of stupidity. Why not? Good job, Audie. You did it again. Somehow managed to glitch your way into trouble. Can't go there, eh? Can go there. Yeah, this is its own bit. Right here, what is this? Art dealer's apartment. Alright. Go to the distillery.
Word is, he's like a phantom, with an army of shadows in front of him. Ain't he just a boss, like my job? This is one odd bird. Consorts with crazies, does rituals and the like, bone charms and such. You sound afraid. Damn right I am. Doubt ain't no ordinary man. Touched by the outsider he is, given dark powers. He can slit your throat across the room. Well, that didn't wake up.
Down to 6.
It's no coincidence that most men want to do his kind of thing. Is it true that he lives in the flooded district?
worse than wild hounds.
That's what they say. Perfect place for a paid killer to hide.
Got anything to smoke or eat? Blow off, chopper.
Okay. Can read that later. Where is it? L? J? Notes. Feeding log. The Elixir Black Market. We've seen widespread looting since the month of Chaos. It wasn't prevalent at first, but it's a pattern now. There's an outbreak in one of the districts, and the watch moves in. We quarantine buildings, put down weepers, and deport anyone showing early signs. Afterward, the death counters come through, and the lawyers write up the paperwork to transfer ownership of businesses and homes at Parliament's discretion. Soon after, like clockwork, the gangs begin tearing the place apart. There's a fairly robust black market now because everyone wants Elixir and most can't afford it. Even Sokolov's brand won't help you if you've already got the plague, but getting a regular dose is your best chance if you want to avoid contracting it. Some of the gangs have taken to buying small amounts and watering it down before selling it. And I have to admit, if I didn't have an officer's ration, I'd be buying from them. Do I have, I do have one rune. That's 2 runes. Dark vision. Used to see and reveal living things through solid walls. You can also see the field of view, as well as visual representations anyway. Level 2 shows you important items through walls like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, and traps. Mm-hmm.
Rat shit. You got lucky. When you're this handsome, you don't need luck.
Tastes like a hagfish.
Hey up. Don't be sour.
Say, when's Slackjaw coming down?
Not till the next batch of elixir's done. You'll want to check on things.
Then you better get all your shit together, huh?
Everything's fine. I run the still like I run a game of Nancy.
Yeah. Hey, psh. Not fast enough.
There's a little bit too much going on there for my liking. Is there any way to get in? There is, and that is it. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I wonder why they stopped. It's almost like some people felt like they're not getting enough for their money. Recipe for Craxton. Craxton, I'm coming tomorrow to check on the batch. Make sure you're wearing pants this time and stick to the recipe. 1 part Sokolov elixir, 1 part beach gum paste, 2 parts sugar water. That's it. The more the real shit you cut in, the less there is to spread around and the less coin I make. Ain't a charity. Also, you know what? Video games required you to be, like, decent at them. Like you would suck to begin with, and now you can just get someone to coach your child on a Fortnite. Can't hear people because I'm talking too loud. The distillery district, except from pre-plague promotional book. Say that 17,000 times. Pre-plague promotional book. Pre-plague promotional book. Pre-promotional book on products made in Dunwall. Across the Empire, Old Dunwall whiskey is not only the finest libation of its kind, but it's also an important cultural tradition among discerning folk, sophisticated and common alike. Captains move their ships across the great ocean, always have a bottle in their quarters for occasions. Fine restaurants and bars keep it in stock, and farmers across Bristol exchange Old Dunwall whiskey with when healthy children are born. Some might disagree, preferring highbrow drinks such as King Street Brandy or one of the other brands from Morley, but sales of Old Dunwall have been brisk through the years of Empress Jasmine Cauldron's reign, a trend that I expect to continue. Aged and bottled in Dunwall's distillery district, Old Dunwall whiskey is what you want. They even printed a whole book on it.
So it goes, not to the Abbey or the office of the one and the other. Where they train the overseers.
It's gonna be in there. God, I'm stockpiling so hard.
Then a woman laughing, just laughing and laughing. Then music.
Oh, I didn't notice. I could have gotten here without bothering with all that.
You sure he wasn't drunk?
Says he still hears it at night. He never did find his brother.
That's a knee slapper, Rodney. Okay, I got one for you.
Well, give it.
Okay, here goes. The nobleman laid with the scullery maid, so loudly they made quite a ride. The nobleman's wife took the
That was
butcher
almost
knife,
disastrous.
carved herself some peace and quiet.
Oh, I get it. The wife done cut 'em both, right?
Yeah, that's the gist. Now it's your turn.
Oh, let me think. Okay. Yeah, I got one. Ready?
I'm listening.
There once was a sailor from Morley who fancied a woman most sorely. He gave her his cash, she gave him a rash, and that's all. There isn't no Morley.
Alright, you win. You win.
Well, I know 100 of these old rhymes. My mummy used to tell them.
Look at this. Tell me why I can't jump forward.
Picked up anything good?
Is it still there? Gonna take it slow, I guess. Ooh, there's stuff down there. So... How does the consumption on that work? Because I don't remember. Does it take over time, or was it a very low amount of consumption? Okay. Alright, plague. Exit from a natural philosopher's notes. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town and the slums exhibit the oldest strains of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered the city, exhibit a younger strain of the plague. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue my search. If nothing else, I am living proof that Sokolov's elixir and Piero's remedy are very effective at protecting against the plague, if one consumes enough of the stuff. What does that one give us? Drinking from faucet recharges a small amount of mana. Yeah. Next batch. Tubard, golden cat, 2 crates. Nice. Bitterleaf Elm House, Mac Luther, Black Sally. Okay, that's Griff Pass 2. Transflannery, Branched Family, Morris Sullivan, 2 doses. Touch an empty vial to the spout before you turn the thing on. Turn the valve on, collect the full vial, repeat until empty. Do not break vials. Do not spill any elixir. No.
Settled in over here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking around. You know how it is. I'm not gonna put the rat intestines in there, because, should I put it? I have moral and ethical duties that prevent me from doing so. Okay. Let's go for it. Did I get up there? Oh, yeah. Oh, use the side. That's slightly better. What's going on? Something over there. Oh, he's burning fire. No, he's burning fire. He's breathing it. Wish I could zoom, but I didn't buy that upgrade. Alrighty then. Confiscated rune. We found the strange rune on the woman who used to sell pastries up the street. Not sure how she died, but since the thing looks superstitious, we set it aside for the overseers. After your shifts are over, take it to them for disposal, whatever they do with them. Don't forget. And you can use that hatch as well.
Keep an eye out. We got company.
We've got powers, we need 2 runes for that, 2 runes for that. I'm probably gonna upgrade dark vision first, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Go to Holger Square.
Hello. I hear the second day is when the skin really starts to come all the way off. Is that true? Or is it the itching that really gets you? Or the rats?
Jasper, isn't it? It's not so bad in here, except I miss your wife.
Huh. You don't scare easy, I'll give you that. That'll change.
Overseer Martin.
Let's hope you survive.
What a sight you are in that mask. I know who you are and what you're here to do, and I can help. Unlock me and I'll buy you a drink in a couple of days. By the Void, I'll buy you 100 drinks. I have poor circulation, and I seem to have forgotten my mittens, so I'd appreciate it if you could release me or at least go gather some firewood. You never appreciate the fine masonry of Dunwall's cobblestones until you've had your face hanging over them for days on end. Nothing would make me happier than joining you and the others, especially if they've tapped some of the finer kegs still left at the pub. The lever is just to my right here, Corvo.
Outsider's eyes. These things chafe.
Free me, and I swear I'll dedicate myself to our common cause.
Feels good to stand up straight. Thank you, Corvo.
What you're here to do tonight is of the highest importance. We've got to find Emily, so kill Campbell and make it quick. Once it's done, search his body for the journal, his notorious black book, and get out of there. Campbell is meeting with a guard named Kernow, and word from my informant is that Campbell is going to poison him. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. All right, I won't be of any help here, so I'll make my own way back to the Hound Pits pub. If I see Samuel the boatman, I'll tell him to pick you up in the backyard, behind the office of the High Overseer. May all the spirits guide you, and may our enemy's head hit the floor without you taking a scratch.
Oh, hope you're fucking right. Got 2 wounds from the looks of it.
Once they're brought here, they never leave. The overseers always find the guilt they seek. Where have the overseers gone? They wade through chest-high waters with their hounds.
Come on, let's hear some more.
Somewhere near, a man has just taken his last breath. His eyes are still
in
open.
the archive about the heretic's brand. It sounds painful. Have you ever seen the ritual?
I've never seen the heretic's brand used. No, it's a rare occurrence. But I did spy the face of one so branded. A former member of our order, of course. Out on a retreat, we passed through a fishing town and saw him begging.
What were his crimes?
Who can say? The brand is reserved for an overseer, or even the High Overseer himself, who violates our codes and must be cast out permanently. Remember the 7 strictures, and you never need worry about such matters.
I will, brother.
Alright. We just got one of the most important bits of information, which is right here. Search the archive for information on the heretic brand, a tool for casting out outsiders. Play your way, Pathfinds. There are many pathways through our missions. Front streets, alleys, rats, tunnels, rooftops, and waterways. Experiment with different ways to reach your goals.
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night?
Never doubt it.
Alright. I'm both inside there.
Misery. Everywhere.
I was just about to jump in there.
Did you get caught in the lockdown last night?
6 hours. Searched the place top to bottom. And nothing to eat but the swill we hand out free.
Of course we didn't find anything.
Did I ever tell you? One time one of the second floor shutters got stuck open, and I thought I could slip out. I couldn't find a way down. By the time I got back, it had snapped shut. I spent the rest of lockdown out on a ledge.
Maybe the outsider was watching.
Back to the beginning.
It was Martin's plot to break him out of Coldridge Prison. That's clear enough. But why Corvo? The one man feared throughout the Empire.
He's as skilled as they say.
He got through there with half the Watch looking for him. He had help, yes, but how far does it go? The trail goes to Martin, but Martin knows everyone. Everywhere. Not to the flooded district, surely. Or did he?
The movements of Corvo Atano, that's me. Known movements. Returned after an official deployment of roughly 2 months. After departure from Bristol, mission included stops at other major isles at the behest of the Empress Jasmine Caldwin. Arrived bearing ill news, immediately apprehended for her murder. Murder. Last confirmed sighting. Entered sewers under Coldridge Prison after escaping execution under unusual circumstances. Testimony from citizenry, Trey Dover, confidence moderate, unconfirmed. Person matching subject description seen conversing with unknown woman near front gates of Academy of Natural Philosophy. Benjamin Herbury, unconfirmed. Person matching subject description been fraternizing with ox herds just outside the city. Charlotte Candenhead, although secondhand. Overheard conversation implying one of the parties involved had knowledge of the subject. Suspected alliance is none known. Search the estate district based on subject's prior positions. Already improved it. Trials of Aptitude, yeah, seen that one. Frame rate dropped tremendously. The heretic brand is reserved for overseers who have committed heinous acts against the order, but have not broken codes that would otherwise result in execution. No contact, aid, or shelter can be given to one bearing the brand. The person is forevermore unwelcome to the Abbey and its affiliates. When used, the brand is applied to the forehead, so all can see the sins of the recipient. The chemical compound acts immediately, scarring the heretic for the remainder of life. The interrogation room here at the office of the Overseer stands ready for branding ritual, should the need arise. The recipient must be strapped into the interrogation chair and restrained as the brand is applied. The heretic brand itself to be stored in the same room.
I hear the Watch is having trouble holding the
side streets.
Bunch of children playing games.
Good. And your niece, Callista, isn't it? I'm very concerned.
She'll be found. My men are searching
The poor girl. Time for drinks. I hope you won't refuse. It'll make this business pass all the quicker. Locked? One of the servants must have been in here. Let me see. It seems I have the wrong one. Not that one. No. Ah, here we are. Now if you'll join me. Men will come get you when we're finished. Keep each other entertained in the meantime.
I don't understand how this got so unpleasant.
Oh, I agree, I agree. A whole... Oh, I'll find you.
Tell me how that shot missed.
Locked? One of the servants must have been in here. Let me see. It seems I have the wrong one. Not that one. No. Ah, here we are. Now if you'll join me. Men will come get you when we're finished. Keep each other entertained in the meantime.
I don't understand how this got so unpleasant.
Oh, I agree, I agree. Oh.
He heard that behind himself.
Yeah. Now if you'll join me. Men will come get you when we're finished. Keep each other entertained in the meantime.
I don't understand how this got so unpleasant.
Oh, I agree, I agree. A whore died.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
I know you're here.
All right, you get off this time.
Where are you?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
That's alright. Oh, you think this game about the plague is not relevant enough right now? Are you sure about that?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Get out right now!
Guards!
I messed up the button I needed to press.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert.
Lockdown is now in effect.
Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
When I find you,
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
I know you're here. When I find you, it's gonna be bad.
Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
What we have
This facility is now in high alert.
30 perhaps.
Lockdown is...
We'll read that in a bit.
Unusual tattooing of the face and chest. Probably superstitious heresy. Wearing some sort of industrial mask when we brought him in. Stolen out of one of the whaling factories from the look of it. You're one of Dowd's men, aren't you? Caught at last. Give us a name at least. What's wrong with his eyes? Opium? Laudanum. Are you with us? What's he doing?
Attention! This
Some kind of
facility
fit.
is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Gloves. Subject has administered some kind of poison. The effects seem to have been lethal.
Alright. Notes. Books. Great Trials. There we go. Excerpt from Overseer's Findings by High Overseer Tynan Wallace. Spending 2 years in the company of heretics, the insane, and those rare black-hearted villains who were truly practitioners of magic, I can say with truth that I have seen such things as to break the minds of most. While the trial and burning was weigh heavily upon my heart, I must chronicle what has been a unique opportunity to witness the multifarious perversions. What does that mean? Multifarious. Let's have a look. Many and various types. Look at that. There's a new word for you. Perversions. Multifarious perversions. That the outsider bestows upon those who seek his black counsel. Most of these we faced were accused of bewitching their neighbors or family, controlling them from afar, or even walking around in their skins. And I have seen this with my own eyes, as one woman slid into the form of another, prowling unseen until a vigilant overseer struck down both the witch and her host. Others detailed herein were found to stand in two places seemingly at once, or to vanish from one place and appear in another. Her work was dire, we knew, for the followers of the outsider can truly inhabit the skin of another, or move from place to place like the wind. Then how can we hope to erect walls to keep them out? It was these trials that first led us to investigate barriers beyond the physical. Alright, let's brand him.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Nice.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
I'm sorry, my
Attention! This
inner
facility is now in
kleptomaniac.
high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
I need to get down. Just wanted to look at that for a second.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
That's kind of unlucky, but...
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Still lower.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is...
Excuse me, but I pressed that button and... nothing happened.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention!
I'm going back upstairs. Ah.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
Some similar idea.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
I don't see Campbell's journal anywhere, brother. This is folly, I tell you. If he catches us in here...
I've told you 100 times. Campbell is upstairs meeting with the captain of the watch. He'll be busy for hours. Now keep looking.
Attention!
And I've told
This
you
facility is now in high alert.
that I am certain
Lockdown
he
is
keeps the
now
black
in
book
effect.
on his person.
Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
God, the noise pollution in this game is so
Listen,
fucking...
what was that?
You can stay and find out, but not...
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
I know you're here somewhere, scum. I know you're here.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Okay.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
I've read about the Fugue Fest.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown.
My girls. Campbell, I am not sure how my predecessor operated, but from now on, if one of my girls tries to blackmail you, you send her back to me at the Golden Cat instead of concocting some plan on your own. I've had to replace 3 girls in as many months. And you can imagine the business of carnal pleasure isn't booming in this plague-stricken hole you call a city.
Now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on
Curse those fools in Coleridge for letting Corvo get away. Who knows what the man could do now? Hiram, or Lord Regent as he asks us to call him now, seems to have faith in all the Sokolov's security devices he's put up all over the city, but I'm not so sure. At least the girl has been moved to a safe place.
Attention! This facility is...
Check out the kennels.
Such corruption, such hypocrisy. Make me look on it no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know that word, do you? Look sharp. We got a prowler.
Okay, what are the notes I just got? Loot cache. Oliver, I've taken the loot we gathered and stashed it in the incinerator room. It is under the dead hounds, so nobody will dig around and find it. Look at your strictures to find out the code. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. I must trust you are devout and clever enough to figure it out. Do I have the 7 strictures? I do. Whelping and training hounds. From each litter, there's usually somewhere shy of 4 good pups. We always drown the runt. Really? Them that remain spend 3 or so months sulking from their mother before we start 'em up with the training. It's simple at first, returning sticks and sitting still on command, only pissing outside and the like. But by the 8th month, we got 'em hunting for scented sackdaws hidden in a scrub forest, killing wild pigs on command, and taking a man in padded armor down by hanging onto his forearm. At the end of the first year, we graduate the ones that have learned and shoot the ones that haven't. The overseer takes them after that, and we never see them again. Except once, walking down Clavering Boulevard, an overseer passed me, preaching about the litany of the White Cliff and the evils of witchery. And sure enough, the sound started whimpering and wagging its tail. That's how I knew it was one of mine. Wolfed from a pup.
See something? Yep. scum. And there's you, Voracious. There you are, my sick boy. I'll fetch you a treat later tonight. Oh, you know that word, do you? Where is he? I know you're here. I need out his legs. Get behind him.
So because he ate a rat, he figured something out?
And there's you, Voracious. There you are, my sick boy. I'll fetch you a treat later tonight. Oh, you know that word, do you? We got a prowler on the loose.
I have the points and I didn't spend them.
Look out. We got someone skulking around. Another guards to me.
I put myself in like the single worst spot imaginable. That was close. I'm scumming. I can't. Can't with these hands. Which number is that? No clue. Okay. So what's the combination? Let's figure that out. Loot cache. Lying wandering errant. Lying wandering 217.
Guards, to me!
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute
What's
any
over here?
intruders on site. Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
It's probably one way of entering. It hides dice. Boofta.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Die, you filthy little furball. Things are bad. Could the city get any worse?
Indeed, I believe so.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Those spikes hurt me. It really does hide dice.
She's my sister. She's not a witch. I know her. Out of the way. You expect preferential treatment just because you are her brother? She will burn. All witches must burn.
Bertold, don't let them take me! I swear I've done nothing wrong!
Silence your lying tongue, foul witch.
Guards, to the...
You appeared as if from nowhere. We would both be dead if not for you.
We are forever in your debt. I cannot thank you enough.
I must get my sister to safety, but first I may know of a way to thank you.
There's a safe in the bunkhouse. The combination is 203. Take what you want, and good luck.
Bunkhouse?
Rat, damn you!
Bunkhouse? Oh, runes and bone charms. Oh, this is a bigger level than I initially anticipated. I've forgotten that this entire zone exists, honestly. Okay.
We cannot doubt the effectiveness of Holger's device, or the mathematical beauty of the music itself. We've seen it in action against the forbidden practices too many times to deny it. But the question no one wishes to ask is the incantation itself black magic? The boxes are priceless, but what's inside?
Storage door. gets installed on that little supply depot by the loading docks. The men have been grumbling about this thing for what must be months now. Thing of valley on the other side of that door. It's supposed to open. Keep it quiet. Okay.
Heard something. That might be worth checking.
Oh my god, look at me! I landed that square on where it needed to be. Hiding place. Day 15, month of timber. Managed to steal away one of these charms that was smashing at warehouse A. Smashing them. Such beautiful and powerful things, and my brothers had no idea. They'll never find me back here, though. Nobody ever comes back here. I can break the door and they'll never find me. It's all mine. Oh, he's gone mad. Call of the Spheres, we read that one.
Check everywhere. We'll find it. I know you're here somewhere, scum. When I find you, it's going to be bad.
It hides dice. The escape, what does that give? The cottage prison elude 5 pursuers at once without killing them or leaving the map. Huh.
Look sharp. We got a prowler.
Restrict the wandering eyes that look hither and yonder for some flashing thing that easily catches a man's fancy in one moment, but brings calamity in the next.
Can't help but look at that and be like, Oh, there it is. That's how you get there. trap, was it? Trevor, we're going to need another shipment of tools to destroy these accursed bone charms, though we managed to break down over a dozen last month. There are more coming from all over Crystal, and things are remarkably resilient. Bone charm situation. Except from a report to the office of the High Overseer by... Oh. Alright. I was asked, should we not tolerate the possession of simple bone charms among the populace? Surely this is a trivial matter, merely a cultural practice seen across the Isles. Not as terrible as the creation and coding of more complex occult runes. Such an insidious question. This foolish distinction weakens our mission, while the stench of the outsider grows thick around us. Perhaps, as some claim, our ancestors tolerated these cursed practices during the times before our modern empire arose, to ease the lives of the lowest serfs as they paved the roads to civilization. Well, there is no excuse for witchery in this brighter industrial age. Having adjudicated the trials of many heretics myself, I swear that their eyes, as the clarity of pain took their lives, were grateful to be liberated. Let's see what we got. Whirlwind? Assuming assault slightly faster? No. Trigger for pattern recharges a small amount of health. No. I'm happy with what I've got right now. We have that. Agility can be upgraded. Let's do that. At level 2 you can sprint much faster. Look at them. Yeah, now I have a double jump. That may or may not be useful.
Every man's work.
On how we do this. The bunkhouse. What would they call a bunkhouse? Bunker safe. Apparently not here. The bunkhouse safe.
be worth checking out.
Might be. Okay, by the looks of it, this isn't it. The bunkhouse. It's a mess hall.
Look out, we got someone skulking around.
That's workshop.
You're just feeling off, that's all.
It's no use. I'm sick. I can taste blood. It's been days. You know what you have to do.
Stop it. I'll give you my share of elixir.
Nonsense. I don't want to bleed from the eyes and lose my mind. I don't want to spread the plague to anyone else. Don't fall prey to restless hands. I'm asking you to do this because you've known me for so long. Can you do it? Will you?
Yes, my friend. I will. Before you weep. Before you bring down the rest of us.
Thank you.
Turn your back, my friend. Recite the 7 strictures. I will make it fast.
Restrict the wandering eyes that look hither and yonder for flashing thing that easily catches them.
What brings calamity in the next?
Oh no, his gun. This looks like a bunkhouse, does it not?
Let's just see what happens if we get another crack at this guy.
Just daft.
None of this would have gotten so bad if that damn fool Corvo hadn't killed the Empress.
It is the bunkhouse. Okay. The combination to the safe. Eaten the bunkhouse.
Look got someone skulking around.
Okay. I'm happy with what was achieved. There's no more. Right. How are we on quests? We've done that. We're not increasing high chaos. We're just going to grab the chain.
Corvo, is that you?
It is me, Samuel.
Hey, Corvo. It's Samuel. I'm here.
I can see that, Samuel.
Isn't it a big call for a bath?
Samuel, you wouldn't know what I've been through. God, I felt like I was holding my breath for the whole thing of it. Not just the underwater bit. I mean, I'm pretty happy.
Such corruption, such hypocrisy. Make me look on it no more.
From the way I hear it, Campbell lived a pretty posh life. Maybe it's not my place to say, but men of the faith shouldn't live like barons. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I am. Take me back to the Handpit's pub vibrating, Samuel.
Okay, let's go.
I think you can, Overall chaos? Low. Hostiles killed one. Well, hopefully this is fine. That one rune was the Granny Rags one. Which I think by default increases your chaos by quite a bit. Circle of painting, inside shrines, bone charms. I'm happy with this. I'm really, really, really fine and happy with it. Overseer's undone. Martin is on his way to join the Loyalists, and Campbell's fate has thrown the Overseers into disarray. Decoding the High Overseer's journal may reveal any number of strategic secrets, most notably the location of the rightful heir to the throne, Emily Coldwin.
Admiral Havelock and Lord Pendleton are in the courtyard. I expect they'll want to congratulate you.
And there she is. She should be happy that her, what is it, uncle survived?
Sailors tell tales of monsters far out to sea. But I'll tell you, there's strange things in this river no one talks about. Lights in the water, late at night. I've seen faces, too.
He's alive. Thank you, Corvo, thank you. My uncle's a good man, and one day he'll prove it.
No problem, Lena.
Here. I know you did this for the right reasons, but I want you to take this as a reward. It's an old heirloom one of my aunts gave me.
100 gold. It hides dice.
They're all. If this is going to work, we have to take down the Lord Regent and all his Kiao. You know.
Yes. Hopefully the High
Are you trying to sneak something in? Hmm?
The Admiral was right in recruiting you. Nothing's been the same since the Lord Regent took power. But at least Campbell's gone and my uncle lived.
In any case, we won't get the Lord Regent until we weaken his...
Next time I see my uncle, I will not mention my knowledge of any of this. But he will wonder why I'm smiling. Someday he will be in a position to help you, and he will not hesitate. Just you wait and see. I feel hope.
My pa always wanted me to be an overseer. If he could see us now. You did right, Corvo. Even as a faithful man, I can see that. Some nights, I'm glad I just paddle the boat.
That's all he has to say.
Inspiration is coming faster. My mind works faster at night than it does during the day. I'm being swept away, and I can no longer tell if it's genius or madness. When Corvo arrived, he brought some force from the void
There
with him.
is something to you, isn't there?
Or perhaps
You went
I'm more
and
brilliant than I
spanked
even
the High
supposed.
Overseer in his own house. I hope the tools I designed for you function to your satisfaction. The fact that I am standing here and talking to you affirms that this is true, in several ways. Can I be of service to you?
Oh yeah, you can. Mask optics too. Combat sleep dart, crossbow, accuracy. There it is. Vitality. Like, this is very good. But I'd like to get, like, possession and bend time first, so I'm gonna need 5 runes. I've already got the most important ones. Pretty much. Upgraded to the extent that I wish. Just walk around and
Attention, all citizens
bug
living
people.
on the north side of the river between John Clavering Boulevard.
Do you mean to tell me you don't know how to curtsy properly?
Please, sir. I was never in service with a noble.
That's not an excuse. You need to learn proper decorum. The Hound Pits has seen a few lords and ladies in its day.
If they were here, I expect they didn't want to be recognized, sir.
Never mind that. Lord Pendleton ought to be shown the respect he deserves. He doesn't require it, but he notices.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
But even so, have you forgotten we may soon be guarding a future Empress? You will be in the presence of the most important person in the entire known world, and you don't know how to curtsy.
But she's just a child, and she's not even here. No one knows where she is.
Well, our masters are just the people to find her, I'll have you know. Please learn your manners before then. My father served in the field under General Alfred Pendleton, where he took the wound that crippled him. I hope I will do no less if called upon. Until then, well, there is plenty of silver to polish. For my master's sake, I do hope a finer vintage becomes available. Why did they select such a drafty building as a base of operation? I had hoped the Admiral was of noble stock, but I very much fear he achieved his position through merit alone. Does no one have any silver polish?
Where are you?
Sometimes I wonder if the plague is just going to go on and on and on and kill everyone ever, and it's the end of the world. Think of that. If the City Watch breaks in, I know what I'll do. I know how not to be noticed. I won't be the one to give us away. I saw the Lord Regent once. He stood on a balcony and stared. Wouldn't even wave to the people below. All I ever wanted is my own little place. Maybe if the plague kills enough folk, one day I can.
The one way to assure fucking affordable housing. Make sure the plague gets them. Nothing new showing up. I keep forgetting where certain things are.
Emergency grain rations will be available in the Civil Services District at Sunrise. Please see your tax assessor to secure food
Welcome back,
coupons
Master Corvo.
before requesting
yeah.
rations.
Where are you? I didn't see you. There you go. Sorry.
You know, I expected a rough around the edges military man, like the Admiral. You're actually a gentleman.
Oh.
I heard a stilt walker pass a few blocks away. They must suspect we're here. We're risking so much. I do hope it all ends well. I know you're from Serconis, south of us, but you've lived in the city for years now. Though mostly at the palace, so you probably haven't even seen some of the worst districts. You know, I always wondered if you and the Empress... no, I shouldn't ask.
That's some spicy conversation right there.
Furthermore, it is a misdemeanor to throw any object
It's almost
or
like they had it
animal into a
planned
wall of light,
all the
whether
way
for
back then.
amusement or with criminal intent.
It hides dice. Pop master room key.
Corvo's proved his abilities beyond question. It's not anyone who can walk into Holger Square and put down the High Overseer. And now we're faced with the question, could he be dangerous? Events are going to move quickly now. The storm's rising.
I bet no one noticed that shit at all, that this book now is on entry 2. Because no one ever does the fucking lore playthrough, do they? It seems that we have invested in the right man with Corvo. Not only did he free Martin from the office of the High Overseer, but he went into the Viper's Nest and sorted out Campbell personally. With Corvo in our company, I suspect there is no one in the world we cannot touch. We're now committed to this path. There is no turning back. When we had the,
The inspiration is coming faster. My mind works faster at night than it does during the day. I'm being swept away, and I can no longer tell if it's genius or madness. When Corvo arrived, he brought some force from the void with him. Or perhaps I'm more brilliant than I even supposed.
Pendleton's family crisis. Cousin Anna, Morgan and Custis continue to resist my efforts and are no longer responding to my letters. The servants tell me that they've been absent from the manor for some weeks. My brothers have always been arrogant, utterly convinced of their own certainty, and they didn't really give two figs for anyone else in the world unless they want something and can't take it outright. But this disagreement over the upcoming parliamentary vote has reached a crisis point. Up till now, the Lord Regent has been somewhat restrained in his authority, at least where the holdings of the gentry have been concerned. If Morgan and Custis vote in his favor, the law will be changed and we will be at risk, aristocracy or not. I implore you, if you know where they are, to speak with them. Lord
Memoir, Chapter 28. Waverly, Waverly, Waverly. The very name sweeps one away. She came into our cold marble hall and brought light and warmth. She changed our lives forever. It was only later I realized she was a traitorous little weasel, like all the Boyles.
Welcome back, Master Corvo.
Hey. There is more lore to this game than initially anticipated. Dice.
Citizens displaced by quarantine measures are reminded that the Dunwall Navy has bunks, food, and salary, and in some cases, legal amnesty available for qualified applicants. Report to a recruiter to learn more about the opportunities in service to the Lord Regent.
I love how they made it a weird staggered double jump. Save up. I said nothing, right?
Samuel Beechworth went to sea to forget a hopeless love. He succeeded. The boatman has a good heart and respects you. Samuel is a simple man, but he knows the River Redhaven and all its tributaries, down to the smallest inlet. He has many scars, some from the phlegm of the river crests, some from the nameless monsters of the deep ocean.
Cool.
Samuel was once eager to hear Havelock's stories of the sea, but perhaps the Admiral is not what he expected. Samuel Beechworth went to sea to forget a hopeless love. He succeeded. She is Callista Kerr now. She has learned to defend herself in this treacherous city. She and her uncle, the last of the Kernow family. She dreams of freedom, and the decks of whaling ships fast after the beasts of the sea. But alas, she is a woman. Such sadness. She is Callista Kerr now. She has learned to defend herself in this treacherous city. Each and every night the black-eyed outsider visits upon Piero's dreams.
Oh.
He is Piero Joplin. Even now he visualizes the next invention. Astonishing. I wish you could see it too. Poor Piero. His elixirs have cured so much for so many, but they cannot cure his brain fevers. The youngest ever to pass through the Academy of Natural Sciences. Sokolov will never forgive him that. He has spied upon Callista as she bathes. More than once. Deals are made here. Sometimes under the influence of wine. And sometimes the influence is the point of a knife. Each and every night the black-eyed outsider visits upon Piero's dreams.
These books are the same. Okay, let's try the other two. Apparently it's a proximity thing. Where are you? Show me your secrets. All are equal.
You are reminded that assaulting a member of the City Watch has been made a capital offense, and guardsmen are authorized to carry out this sentence on the spot. The offender's
She hides her
possessions are
hands.
legally
They
forfeited.
are raw and scarred from the washing. The common woman, she fears the Abbey and the plague. She is a seamstress in a shop frequented by the wealthy. There is nothing common about the work she does every day. All she wants is to lay herself down in the middle of Frontling Street and await death.
No.
The fabric of the city is made of stuff such as she. She starves so that her children can have bread. The common folk, simple-minded, selfish, but they can be kind. She has only one dress and wears it to tatters. The common woman, she fears the Abbey and the plague. Before the sun rises, they toss any casualties into the river. Men or hound, they all go in. If only she had a coin for every time she stubbed her toe. There is nothing common about the work she does every day. He spies on his neighbors and reports to the overseers.
Does he now?
Only after a long day of work will he return to his home and family. He always eats very well, even as his wife and child grow thin.
So the exact opposite of her?
It is in the common man that the Abbey finds its most faithful. He steals from his business partner a little every day.
So he's not even noble, but he just pretends to be.
Some men can still find work along the waterfront. He didn't tend to that cut, and now it festers. A man is only as common as his dreams. All that he had was lost in the flood. Only after a long day of work will he return to his home and family.
Where is, Callista?
Emergency grain rations will be available in the Civil Services District at Sunrise. Please see your tax assessor to secure food coupons before requesting rations.
The other one.
Welcome back, Master Corvo.
The other servants don't like her. Work is never done for the lowly servant. Her servant wages will not be enough to fix her father's debts. For all the hard work, there is little reward for her. If she lives until tomorrow, her day off, she will be mauled by weepers and left for dead. Do not pity the servant. There is pride in the job well done. There is not a day
Welcome back,
that goes
Master
by
Corvo.
she does not consider taking her own life. They top off
Welcome
the
back,
wine with
Master
river
Corvo.
water, but eventually someone swoons. Then fresh bottles are fetched from the cellars. The household is treated poorly, but there are worse ways to earn a coin. The pain in her back is constant. Nothing helps.
Welcome
Their
back,
fate
Master
rests
Corvo.
on your effort, on the strength of your hands and of your heart. Work is never done for the lowly servant.
There we go. I guess I can do it for these guys as well, if eventually.
You did it! Somehow you took down the High Overseer Campbell against the odds. I knew you were our man, Corvo. With Campbell gone, we've hurt the Lord Regent immeasurably. And with Martin back, we'll have the finest strategist alive.
The Lord Regent must be shitting himself in Dunwall Tower.
Yes, and Campbell's journal, let's not forget. Our hope is that in these encoded pages, the location and condition of Emily Caldwin can be discovered. Our entire movement will mean nothing if we can't place the rightful heir on the throne. We must act fast. No doubt the Lord Regent is holding Emily somewhere, waiting to reveal her, to step out as the hero and further cement his regency.
If he doesn't bring the young lady forth soon, there will be infighting among the nobles as to who should succeed the Empress.
Yes, time is against us. But now you should take a well-earned rest, Corvo. We will decipher the contents of the High Overseer's journal and share them with you later.
Not just yet.
Sometimes I think this conspiracy feels like the start of a joke, don't you? An admiral, an aristocrat, and an overseer walk into a bar. I wonder what the punchline will be. Without a leader, the Abbey's going to be in disarray for a while. But how to take advantage? Now's the moment when we need Martin. Damn these delays. If they ever find us, there'll be nothing left but ashes. When I bought this place, I never thought I'd be living here. The Navy was the only thing I loved, and I refused to see the Lord Regent ruin it. What kind of woman will young Emily grow up to be? Or will she even get to grow up? What kind of an empress will she be? That Samuel fellow looks familiar to me, but I can't place him.
Maybe you hired him?
Admiral Havelock has seen more corpses than all the rest put together. He has killed whales and men for profit and pleasure. He has the bloodlust. He tried to seize control of the military after the Empress. After the Empress was murdered. Look at him. Admiral Havelock grows restless on land. There was a younger brother, an artist, sensitive, soft, taken at 9 by a fever. Havelock loved him truly. Admiral Havelock has seen more corpses than all the rest put together.
Okay, now with Pendleton. Kinda misplaced him. And there he is.
Attention, Dunwall citizens.
We'll
This is a reminder that walls of light
Campbell out of play,
erected in
they're
our
likely to
streets
move.
are for your protection. However, they
Whiskey
will respond
everywhere in
to
this
any
place,
touch
but good
or
wine is
approach
hard to
with
come
lethal
by.
force.
I
Furthermore,
could use a stiff
it is a
drink.
misdemeanor to
Nerves.
throw any object or animal
What sort of
into a
court
wall
will
of
we be
light,
left with when
whether
all
for
this is
amusement or with
The
criminal
grand social
intent.
events I remember might well never return. Some of the noble families will have to be purged, of course.
I'll drink to their memory. The outsider knows they wouldn't drink to mine.
To think, Lord Pendleton is the son of nobility, for one so steeped in courtly manners. His thoughts do linger long on revenge and murder. The younger Pendleton, jealous little Trevor, always in the shadow. He is prone to skin infections. His eyes are sensitive to the light. Pendleton
Citizens displaced by quarantine measures are reminded that the Dunwall Navy has bunks, food, and salary, and in some cases, legal amnesty available for qualified applicants. Report
That's
to
all
a
of 'em.
recruiter to learn more about the opportunities in service to the Lord Regent.
It hides dice. Here we go. Go to sleep for now. Overseer's undone. Martin is on his way to join the works camp. Oh, yeah, good. We read that. It's been 3.5 hours. Yeah. You know what? Let's call it here. I feel like it's better that way. Make a manual save as well. There we go. It's going to be moving out again. I think I mentioned that. God. It really is a fun game, isn't it? The difficulty of it comes in the fact of, like, mostly knowing routes. And, of course, when I dispose of bodies, I haven't been terribly careful, so I usually get, like, one death per. Let me just check something. Chaos kill limit. The basic rule is killing less than 20% of the characters in mission should allow the low chaos to be sustained. Let me switch to full screen. And we can put on some tune, huh? Mission 1. 7 enemies maximum. 30 hostiles or 4 civilian kills. Not tested how many civilians and hostile kills would trip over the high chaos. It occurred to me during this mission that how you kill people may affect chaos. I have 2 results saying 15 hostiles killed and 0 civilians. But one is in low and the other is in high. The only difference between the playthroughs is the high chaos one. I threw an unconscious Lady Boyle to be devoured by already existing rats in the Boyle Manor basement, which doesn't count as a kill but increases chaos to high. Although it could be just the game registering the death of a main target, which has a much higher chaos value than any other NPC. So each NPC has a chaos value. Total kills before the final mission. $141 hostile kills, or 7 Coldridge enemies, or 41 civilians, although it may be able to kill a few more hostiles in addition. So you just gotta be careful not to kill innocent people and civilians. You have a pretty high tolerance for who can die and who can't not. Non-human enemies such as rats, river crusts, and wolfhounds do not affect chaos. High chaos increases the number of guards present, a darker ending, more cynical reactions from the outsider and to shrines, increase in story-related deaths. Dishonored 1 increased rat and weeper populations, more hostile reaction from the loyalist members, negative changes in Emily's behavior. Chaos factor is increased by the following activities: getting spotted by an enemy or alarmed civilian, letting alarms be rung or bodies be discovered, forming certain sign objectives, or special actions. So yeah, poisoning Slackjaw's stills and Granny Rags increases that. Montgomery Shaw and Lady Boyles. The Royal Interrogator and the Return to the Tower. Ark Poland to kill the hostiles. No. Destroy the Rothwild slaughterhouse. No. General Turnbull. Decreasing chaos. Ooh, okay. Chaos is decreased by the following activities: dealing with assassination targets in a non-lethal manner, avoiding the use of lethal force against humans in general, by either eliminating them non-lethally, avoiding detection, performing certain side objectives, such as saving Jeff Kernrow. Nice. Save Overseer Berthold and his sister from Zealous Overseer. Okay. I think we're good on the chaos front. I hope we are. I know I'm getting spotted like once or twice, but I think that overall we should be very, very fine. Alright. That'll be that for now. It was kind of eventful today, I think. We did quite a lot. We found a lot. We got some combinations. We explored a decent amount. Found out some things we didn't know previously. I remember this game being very much, like, difficult to wrap my head around, but now that I have this, like, stealth game confidence over the last couple of years, it's definitely not that difficult as I remember. Of course, later on it might be, but for the most part, if you stay above people, and now that I have the wall hacks enabled, you know, it should be pretty decently well, as long as I don't overspend on, whatchamacallit? Sleeping darts. But now we have Zoom level 2 as well. I don't remember. Let's see. Blueprints. Nice. Dishonored Archive Femdom. It's found on the second floor of Bengrass. Okay. Good enough. Sorry, I started looking into like different things I can do. This game has a lot going on for it. Let's call it a night, right? I think we're all fine with that. And I guess we'll do the Golden Cat tomorrow. Yeah. It's kind of an interesting level. It has a very interesting geometry that you can blink up on. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you then.
And do you ever have trouble? ARTV can help. When I was alone and sad, I watched ARTV, and you know what? My dick grew 3 sizes.